students, welcome again to a new video. As I promised, today we are going to correct the second topic of the English Baccalaureate exam for foreign languages after the break. So, we are going to start with Part A, Comprehension. This part consists of 7 points. We are going to start with the first question, which is say whether the following sentences or statements are true or false. The first statement is false. The second statement is also false. The third one is true. And the fourth one is true as well. So this question, or the answer to this question, is as follows: false, false, true, true. We move swiftly forward towards the second question. Identify the paragraph in which the following ideas are mentioned. The first idea: corruption in education does not affect only individuals. This idea is mentioned in paragraph 1. The second idea: the underprivileged have no means to act against corruption. This idea is mentioned in paragraph 2. We move on to question 3. Answer the following questions according to the text. The first question: what happens when individuals do not deserve their success at school? The answer: when individuals don't deserve their success at school, both the social investment in future citizens fails and human life can be endangered by the increasing number of incompetent future leaders, professionals, doctors, judges, and engineers. The second question: who is most affected by corruption in education? Corruption in education most affects the poor and the the disadvantaged, particularly women and minorities who are unable to pay bribes for admissions or success. The third one, C. What are the consequences of corruption in education on poor children's future life? The consequences of corruption in education on poor children's future life include: corruption in education kills the children's ambition. It forces poor children to leave school. Poor children lose the opportunity to realize their dreams, and it maintains social inequality. We move on to question 4. Find who or what the underlined words refer to in the text. The first one, this. This refers to the young being the first victims of corruption in education. B. There refers to vulnerable members of society. Finally, the last question in part A is given the general idea of the text. Here, ladies and gentlemen, here it depends on the understanding or comprehension of the students. So we might have different answers. However, the answer should be relevant to the following suggested answer, which is the general idea of the text is the effects of corruption in education. Or you can add on the individual as well as society. So the main idea is the effects of corruption in education. Now we have finished part A. We move on to part B, which is text exploration. Also, text exploration consists of 7 points. We start immediately with the first question, which is find the text words or phrases that are closest in meaning to the following. The first word is self-respect. It's mentioned in paragraph 1, so the synonym of self-respect, which is mentioned in paragraph 1, is dignity. The second one, occasion. The synonym of occasion is opportunity. And finally, the synonym of adopt is internalize. We move on to question 2. Divide the following words into roots and affixes. So you have inequality, enable, and acceptance. The first one, inequality, we've got in is a prefix, equal is the root, and ity is the suffix. The second word, enable, you've got n, which is prefix, able, the root, and we don't have any suffix. And finally, acceptance, we don't have any prefix, the root is accept, and the suffix is ance. The third question, which was a grammar question, it was relatively easy. Ask questions with the underlined words answer. So you've got the first statement, which is corruption in education is dangerous because it affects society at large. So you are supposed to ask question so that the underlined words are the answer. Now, the question to statement A is, why is corruption in education dangerous? Because it affects society at large. The second statement, we can fight corruption by teaching moral values. The question is, how can we fight corruption? By teaching moral values. Question 4. Classify the following words according to the pronunciation of final S. You've got encourages, fails, students, minorities. The first one is students. Next, fails. After that, minorities. And finally, encourages. And finally, question 5 in part B, text exploration, which is reorder the following sentences to get a coherent paragraph. Statement 1 is B. Corruption in education threatens the well-being of society. Then we have D, because it erodes social trust and worsens inequality. After that, we have C. It also hinders development by forming incompetent leaders and professionals. And finally, we have A. Therefore, it is crucial to eradicate this social phenomenon. Thank you very much indeed for watching. See you next time in correction or the correction of topic 1. Bye.